Yo, yo, yo.
Are we starting?
Oh, shit. Well, yeah.
Just go. Just go. Just go.
Yo, yo, yo.
There we go.
We're
Yo.
back. Okay. You should definitely watch our podcast. Stop ignoring us.
They got to watch it for you to hear,
Yeah.
for them to hear you
Stop
asking and to watch
doing
it.
Yeah.
everything else you're doing.
Yeah. Like, be a fan of the First Choice Fantasy podcast. Anyway, we're going to dive into episode 10 today. We're swimming in the AFC West over in the Pacific Ocean. The Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, okay? This episode, we're going to be talking about the quarterbacks, the Titans, the tight ends, and the defense. So
I'm just laughing because Brandon's defense, we actually have something to talk about now. Brandon's defensive rankings are like basically the opposite of mine. This is interesting.
Because this defense group is just so switchable.
He said, I'm sorry, no, they're not? What?
No, they're not the complete opposite, but
man.
His top is my bottom, and my bottom is his top. So, we're ass backwards is what I'm saying.
Really? Okay, well, that is something. That is something to
yeah, that's what I mean. That's something. Anyway, let's get into the quarterbacks.
Stick around into the defense, okay, boys and girls? So, anyway, quarterback's up next, but for now, cut to the intro.
Let's go.
I said, baby, I am not the one to play with. Ain't the type to give up, I'm driven and motivated. I just want some recognition and some compensation. But this ain't about the money and it ain't about the fame. I got lightning in a bottle, I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out. Lightning in a bottle, I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out.
And we're back. We're back.
We're back.
Quarterbacks.
Where are we coming from?
We came from the intro, from the First Choice.
There we go.
Intro. So let's jump into these quarterbacks, and we'll start as usual with Alex, Stranger Things boy.
The wrong thing to say to start off with the
I'll kill all of you.
rankings.
Do you have any time? On more than one occasion, Ed, then this is more entertaining than these quarterback rankings. On more than one occasion, I have been just stopped by random people in public to tell me that. And
I would. And
then they want to stand there, and then they want to stand there and have a conversation about the show. And I'm like, dude, I don't care about your shitty show, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So if you'd like to leave me alone, that'd be awesome. I'm not the guy.
Alex does not socialize with any public person, just random person like that. It doesn't work.
I don't socialize by people who, random ass strangers who would just stop me and shit.
Alex,
they're like, you look like the guy from Stranger Things. Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to, buy a hamburger.
Sometimes I'll be hanging out with you, Alex, and I'll be like, hey, man, could you grab me, an Orange Crush from your fridge? Oh, wait, it's diet. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is I'll be like, hey, Alex. And then I'll look up and be like, oh, my God.
That's
You're the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I was like, can I have your autograph? How'd you get in here?
Yeah, Brandon, it's funny you should say that because I actually have 3, orange sodas, regular orange sodas, still in my fridge from, 3 months ago.
Yes, they're all mine. They
are yours. I'm not touching them. Anyway, if anyone ever wants to tell me that Patrick Mahomes isn't number 1 on this list, they can go fuck themselves.
Woo!
Then we get into the interesting. Maybe it's not that interesting, especially because you guys ranked it the same. But I could very well see Derek Carr having a better season than Drew Lock.
Yeah.
The problem is that, if I'm drafting a quarterback in, the 12th round, I'm shooting for the stars, baby. And that's not Derek Carr.
Baby?
Yeah. So, Derek Carr had a solid season last year. So, maybe if I grabbed Mahomes in round 2, then I'd be content with Carr at the bottom rounds. But, I think there's a non-zero chance he just, gets replaced and then cut at the end of the year. Whereas I don't think they're going to cut Drew Lock, and they have got a lot of weapons for him. So,
and his backup is Jeff Driscoll. So I mean,
Jeff Driscoll isn't really
he's not going to start over him.
Yeah, he's probably not taking Drew Lock's job. So
and this is why we all have the same
Brandon, you
rankings.
misspelled Drew Lock's name. So
he said Drew Lock.
False.
We can never get through here without misspelling a quarterback's name.
It must have been my phone.
And that, blame it on the phone. And then we've got Tyrod Taylor for 5 games and Justin Herbert for the other 11 games. And honestly, I think Justin Herbert could be a pretty boring pro quarterback, so he'd be 4th even if he was starting the whole year, rookie aside.
I agree
as well. and that's why we all have the same rankings.
I got to. Derek Carr is a pretty solid number 3 on this list.
I agree.
If John Gruden doesn't like halfway through the season decide that Mariota is going to play instead, I'm pretty sure they can move. Is it this year or next offseason that they could move on from Carr with like no penalty?
I think it's next offseason.
I'm pretty sure that's coming up that like they can just kind of bail on him.
Yeah.
Which I feel like they probably should.
Brandon, you got anything to say about these quarterbacks?
Well, first off, Mahomes is undisputedly the one, out a doubt in my mind.
I don't know. Drew Lock is coming for him.
Drew Lockett too. That's or in this case, Drew Lack. Before we correct it.
Can we just stop correcting stuff because we say
yeah,
these
we
and
should
then,
just. Yeah, we're never gonna learn. So
just
now
call Drew Lack the rest of the episode. Okay?
Drew Lack. Okay. So I like Drew Lack because he does not lack wide receivers or running backs or tight ends.
Bars.
So yeah. But I will say Derek Carr is definitely could be on a step up because I really don't see him being taken over by Marcus Mariota. No, I don't see that happening. I like Carr, and I think Carr has a legit case of being a better quarterback as in years past.
He had a decent season last year, and they had some offensive upgrades. However, like I said, I'm just shooting for the stars here with Drew Lock.
And that's why I'm saying, Derek Carr, like, what are you? Why would you sit him for Marcus Mariota? What does Mariota have over Derek Carr?
Because if Carr struggles in a few games,
catch his own throws. So what?
No, because all right, 2 things here. First of all, John Gruden. Actually, 3 things here. Second of all, John Gruden. And third of all, maybe he struggles for a few games, and John Gruden figures, well, we're just going to cut him next year anyways. So
we're going to cut him. See, I don't get that argument only because you're going to cut him next year. What are you going to do with Marcus Mariota?
I mean, they liked him. They both Mayock and Gruden both liked him coming.
That's grotesque. And
he's got like a John Gruden fanboy all over him. He's very large. He can run. He's probably a very nice guy.
He's okay.
Have you ever looked at him? He's built to hell. The guy's like a brick wall. John Gruden probably looks at that and just starts salivating. I'm surprised they didn't take DK Metcalf in the first round last year.
Yeah.
Like, you see how tall he is? I mean, you remember that thing where he walked into that coach
so what you're
they drafted him and he walked into the room shirtless? That was creepy.
Oh,
Why was he not wearing a shirt?
Wait, that was
kind of weird.
Carroll?
No, Pete Carroll took off his shirt in recognition of that, which is a very Pete Carroll thing to do. I just thought it was weird that we got this room full of a bunch of old executives, and here comes DK Metcalf in here walking in shirtless, and all of these old guys are ogling him up. It was odd.
That is very
That's
odd.
very.
I would have not liked to have been the ESPN anchor, having been. Oh, look at that! There's a shirtless Metcalf walking around where are his clothes at?
I will say there's a discussion to be had here. Tyrod Taylor, how many games do you guys think?
I said 5.
He'll play 5.
I agree. About 5,
didn't I say that earlier?
I'm
on the record as 5.
Yeah. I think I'm about in agreement.
That honestly might be a little too high.
Now, what do you think changes when Justin Herbert takes over? Do you think it's going to be Austin Eckler stepping up, Mike Williams, any particular position going to benefit from this transition, or is it just lateral? He's boring. Who cares?
I think Tyrod Taylor and Justin Herbert are kind of I don't want to say the same player, but they both are mobile. They both don't really toss the ball to I don't see them tossing the ball to Mike Williams as much as
the odd thing with Herbert was that despite all of his his big arm and whatnot, he was just kind of a pocket passer in college, and he never really displayed the arm talent that you saw for some other quarterbacks. So that's why I say boring. He's a taller, larger Alex Smith with not as much accuracy.
Alex Smith. All right, I was just about to ask a comparison.
I mean, it's kind of a boring answer to say that Keenan Allen will probably continue to do well. Although, I mean, he's a very good receiver.
That's Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
So, Ed, get into your rankings. I really want to hear these
the exact
stats.
Some information always just spew out of my mouth. We were talking about Marcus Mariota and Derek Carr earlier. They're both They're both very conservative. Obviously, they don't just toss the ball downfield, and they don't really throw outside of the. What was that?
Boring. Also, I appreciate that you just skip Mahomes at 1. That is a good thing.
I mean,
really
you
need to
can't
address
say
that.
anything about Mahomes or Drew
Yeah.
Lock. I'll get back to Drew Lock, but Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota both are very conservative. They don't really take risks with the ball, but when they do take risks, they're pretty accurate. Honestly, they both ranked top 7 in 2018 in completion percentage of 20-plus yard passes, which is something to be known. Like it's top 7 in the NFL. But yeah, Marcus Mariota ranked 31st in 2018 in pass attempts of 20-plus yards, which is very small. Then again, it was only 14 games, but 31st of 32 quarterbacks. That's very bad. Derek Carr ranked 18th in 2018 and then 25th in 2019. So he kind of took a step back. Not as many risks, not as many radical throws, I guess you would say.
Radical, man.
Radical. I mean, it's the opposite of conservative, you know what I'm saying? I said if they if they flip the switch and actually start taking a risk, which is not possible. I just don't see that happening. They might be startable quarterbacks, but whoever wins the job, it's probably going to be an average of 12 points, 13 points a game.
I'm pretty sure Carr averaged was it 15 or 16 last year?
Yeah.
He had a decent season.
I'm not going to draft Derek Carr with the mindset of starting him as my quarterback. That's what
I would like. I feel like a nice Lock Carr combo would be solid.
Maybe
could
toss
respect
Mariota
that.
in there just in case, because say Carr does go down, then you're stuck.
You're gonna roster. You're gonna roster.
Yeah, I mean, I get 6 bench
a
spots in a redraft league.
team.
I don't think I would roster Mariota as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Fuck
I'm not
Mariota.
going to.
He's not.
I'm not doing Drew Lock and Carr.
I think Carr is definitely the starter for now until something changes.
So who would you try and pair with Drew Lock? Or are you pairing anything? Are you all
me?
in with Lock? Yeah.
I mean, if I can, in any league, I'm going to be able to this year. I'm getting Kyler Murray because he's going to go off. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I love Kyler.
I think
Kyler's
that's
great.
a popular opinion. I think the idea of Drew Lock is
absolutely.
that you can take him very late.
I think the late round quarterback bullshit is just bullshit at this point. I think it used to work. It still kind of does work even the past year, but it's rare it's going to work. I'm not going to take Drew Lock as my starting.
Yeah, but think about it. It just happened with Lamar last year. It happened with Mahomes the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to say about Mahomes, but
and
Lamar
if Drew
Jackson
Lock
is a dual threat
went
quarterback.
off this year,
Drew Lock
then
looked good too.
Drew Lock is
After
not
his injury,
50, 60 touchdowns. Mahomes has Andy Reid.
no.
I'm not saying it's all Andy
Lock
Reid.
probably isn't going to go for 50, but
No.
if he
he's
Even
going to
40
be a
is kind of a reach.
competent quarterback. I really believe
Exactly, competent. I'm not
All the
looking for a
weapons.
competent quarterback in fantasy football.
I think Drew Lock will have a better season than Matt Ryan.
I said he could be a top
Fair.
12 quarterback. I said that in the previous
Top
video.
12? All right. Yeah,
But
that's just about where I'm
But I
viewing
just
him as.
don't – I don't know. I'd rather have
I
a quarterback
don't
with rushing upside.
I don't necessarily think Lock will, and I think gun to my head, I would think Carr has the higher chances of having the better season. Lock is simply 2 for me just because of the potential.
Yeah.
So if you ever get Lock, I know how to trade Derek Carr for Drew Lock.
No.
No, I don't.
Why would you have Derek Carr?
You
Also,
just-
I don't think we're playing any redraft leagues together right now. So
I know.
Yeah, I know. No, but really though, rushing upside is practically like a cheat code. Like they call it the Konami code, basically. I mean, if you have it, you're likely going to finish as a top 10 quarterback. I mean, Josh Allen even. He's not the best thrower in the NFL, but he has rushing. That's why I like.
yeah, wasn't he 6th last year? Yeah, Allen finished a lot higher than I thought.
Yeah, he was really high.
Exactly,
He finished the year very strong.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying with the whole rushing upside thing.
Very strong quarterback.
Despite the fact that he's not very good at playing quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah, half-point
And when you
PPR, Josh Allen was let me sort by average here.
Hey,
'cause
Josh
I'm
Allen's my man. This isn't his division, so
I mean, we already talked about Josh
man
Allen,
some
but let's
respect.
keep talking to him. Let's keep talking about him.
Fuck Josh Allen. Are we done with quarterbacks?
Allen.
Okay.
Or Ed, do you have anything else to say
Ed,
about
talk
quarterbacks?
about Josh Allen.
I was going to talk about Josh
We
Allen.
already
Talk
talked
about-
about Josh Allen, you dumbass. Ed, talk
He
about.
just said
I
I
was
want
just-
to talk about
Taylor.
Allen.
No, I did. You interrupted me. But
Okay,
anyway.
maybe I heard wrong.
Anyway, Drew Lock doesn't have rushing upside, okay? He has cool weapons and whatnot, yeah. But, there's no rushing upside. Top 12 quarterback is kind of like a long shot, but, I mean, it's possible.
Matthew
Anything below
Stafford
that?
averaged the highest amount of points. That's interesting.
Yeah, he was
And
going
Winston
crazy
was
last year.
fifth. I don't know, man. This rushing upside doesn't necessarily have to be.
I mean, if
Drew
you have a
Brees was
passing
seventh.
offense that is high volume, then obviously you're going to get an opportunity.
Matt
Jameis
Ryan was
Winston had a
10th.
crazy amount of attempts.
I think the rushing helps, but it's not. It doesn't have to be. You're not required to have rushing upside to be in the top 12.
Yeah, but you have to be a good quarterback to be in the top 12. And I'm not
That's a
saying
lie. Jameis Winston finished fifth in terms of point
Okay, there are
average.
3 things, Alex. I already said this 2 seconds ago, okay? If you have heavy passing volume in your offense, okay? If you have that, which Jameis Winston had how many attempts last year? Did he lead the
Very
league?
many, which is, again, why. But he's not a good quarterback, and he doesn't have rushing upside.
Okay, there's 3 things, okay? 3 check marks. And if you get one of them, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to finish a top 12 quarterback. I don't know if the Broncos are going to be a top passing offense, but if he gets the attempt, sure, he can get top 12. But what I'm saying is there's a long shot. You can't guess that the Broncos are going to finish with the most pass attempts in the NFL.
I'm just not going to devolve this into a greater argument. Let's just move on.
What?
There's got to be more than 12 quarterbacks that either have, A, are good, B, have rushing upside, or C, are in a high passing offense. That's like half the league.
How? Name quarterbacks outside of that.
Name quarterbacks with any of those?
I guess so, yeah.
Because I could just roll through like the average here. Are you saying there's less than 12 good quarterbacks in the league? Why don't you just talk about Tyrod Taylor and Justin Herbert?
Because I don't really feel like it.
All right, well then we'll just move on to tight ends.
Okay, then let's move on to tight ends.
Tight ends.
Very
unanimous.
It's a very differing opinion here.
Kind of.
I thought about going off the wall and putting Waller 1 and Kelce 2 and saying that, well, Kelce's like 30, so maybe he gets hurt. But then I saw that he's missed like 1 game in the previous 6 seasons. The guy's been a fucking like workhorse. So, no, he's still at 1. Although Waller's pretty solid. And Hunter Henry is pretty solid. I could see Font. It's Font, right? Pretty sure it's Font. We're going to start calling him Font. I could see him having a better season than Henry just because of like the uncertain situation at quarterback for Henry and for the fact that it seems like Hunter Henry tears his ACL every other game.
Disappointing, but true.
But, yeah, I guess I'd feel safer with Henry maybe, although I'd love to take a shot on Font. Anyone else?
I ain't got nothing to say about him really.
Not a word on the tight ends.
I mean, it's Kelce is the top. We know this. Waller has competition now. It's not like he didn't last year, but I mean, let's be real.
He's competition.
Henry Ruggs is not competition to you?
I thought you meant at tight end.
No, I mean for targets.
Travis Kelce has Tyreek Hill.
It's Travis Kelce.
It's Travis
Darren
Kelce,
Waller.
Alex.
Darren Waller is not even. Don't do that.
He's got Henry Ruggs.
Darren Waller is good. I'm not saying he's Travis Kelce. Darren Waller is good.
I mean, he's a wide receiver, so I would assume so. Yeah.
I think Henry Ruggs could just do him a favor because they could just send Henry Ruggs that way every single possession.
Take the
More
top
space for
off.
Darren Waller.
And he'll never get the ball.
Right. Well, no, not if Derek Carr doesn't throw it to him.
And Marcus Mariota won't either. So I mean, the only way you're getting it is.
Which is why I thought about No, we'll get into this later. Brandon, any word?
We'll get
on
into that,
ends?
and that's just beneficial towards one of my arguments.
Any word on
the
tight
wide
ends,
receivers.
Brandon?
Tight ends. Let's hear it. Travis Kelce joining Patrick Mahomes at number 1. And then you got my man, Darren Waller. I appreciated his talents, his physical ability since, well, before most likely most of anyone knew about him. I called his outbreak season. I'm going to be a little bit modest here. I called it, but, it's no big deal. But anyway,
while we're all tooting our own horns, I had Mark Andrews as well.
All right, you got Mark Andrews. I got Darren Waller. I think Andrews had more hype surrounding him than Waller.
Really know.
Waller had zero anything. I didn't hear anything about the man, but I was like, this man took me to Super Bowls in Madden, and he's a huge, fast tight end, and he's going to do it in real life. And I was right. All right, Madden pays off. All right. Those of you, if I had a suggestion, play Madden. You'll win as many fantasy leagues as
if that's the case, then John Ross should have
already
won me fantasy leagues years ago.
And then Hunter Henry. Come on now. I mean, with the first year with two quarterbacks fighting it out for a starting job. I gotta say Hunter Henry. I don't think he'll be as targeted as Mike Williams or Keenan Allen. Although I think both those players are going to fall in my rankings, I really think Hunter Henry is going to be the worst negatively affected player, pass catcher on the Chargers. And then you got Noah Fant.
That's a double negative.
What did he just say?
You said the worst negatively.
Are you saying he is negatively or is not negatively affected?
He is negative. Did I use positive or whatever?
You said that he was the worst negatively affected. Which maybe that means he's the worst player out of the ones negatively affected.
He is going to be negatively affected by the playmakers on the offense because you got Eckler, you got Allen, you've got Mike Williams. They're all going to require targets, and I really think Henry's going to get the short end of the stick. And then you got Noah Fant. I think he's also ending up with the end of the stick. He's holding on for dear life. He's saying, please. Drew Lack, give me some targets. I want the ball, but
he's gonna get his targets.
But Gordon's hogging the ball.
Talking my man.
No.
He said Melvin Gordon.
Why is Melvin Gordon getting all the end zone looks? What's happening? Royce Freeman's better. Get him.
That was
and then
in
I'll get
San Diego.
But anyway, yeah, Noah Fant, although he's got really good upside, he's young. Denver loves tight ends. They've always had history of this. I think Fant is a great dynasty asset. I still believe Henry's going to end up just above him, even though both offenses, I really think, that not similar, but I think both of these two tight ends are going to get the short end. And I think Waller and Kelce are going to be way up there. Good division. I really like this division. Besides quarterbacks, it's been pretty close everywhere I look. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Ed, how about you? You know what I mean because you've got the same rankings as I do. Go ahead.
Ed specifically said that he did not care.
I think everybody has the same rankings in the entire world. I would hope.
In the entire world?
I could see Font and Henry up for debate.
Yeah, I could too. And even Henry could be in discussion with Waller. I think some people really value. You don't think people value Henry?
No, I don't.
Not to the extent that Darren Waller does.
You're lying.
Because Darren Waller, you said it yourself. He's a crazy athlete. He's a great receiver. I mean, I'm not saying Hunter Henry's not, but like, the big difference there.
He's not.
Big difference there.
All right. I get that. Ed,
all right,
Travis Kelce, why is he number one? I haven't seen him number one anywhere in any rankings of any year. So, Ed, what's going on with Travis Kelce at 1?
Anyway, we're going to go on to the defense.
Let's get into these defenses.
So, Alex, explain why the Broncos are last. Let's hear that.
Why are the Broncos last, you say? Well, because in the words of me, every episode, somebody had to be last.
Even below the Raiders, though?
You know what? I have, maybe it's come back to bite me in the ass, but, I was semi-excited for the Raiders' potential as a defense. I feel like they've got some solid pieces. They got a couple pretty good defense. Well, they got Max Crosby was a very good pick last year, defensive end.
Yeah.
And maybe Farrell or whatever the fuck his name is, does something. They added a couple linebackers that I was a fan of.
That safety that got hurt, he was
Jonathan Abram, yeah.
Jonathan Abrams will be back. Trayvon Mullen, I thought, played better over the course of the year.
But Damon Arnett, that was a reach in my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. But I don't know. They're an intriguing defense to me. The Broncos are just last because I don't really know if they'll do anything. They lost Chris Harris, so their slot corners downgrading. I guess somebody had to be last. Name me a defensive lineman on that team that isn't Von Miller. I mean, I guess him and Bradley Chubb are outside linebackers.
Jarrell Casey.
Did they do it? They did add Jarrell Casey. Is he washed
now,
out?
Question.
Somewhat, not too much.
Is he really going to make a huge fantasy impact? I have the Chargers at 2. Go ahead, Brandon. Ask your question.
I got a question. So these 4 defenses, where do you see them in the overall rankings? Do you think between 10 and 20, 20 and 30, or do you think it's going to be more diverse?
First of all, I have
outcome?
to say, I feel like you're sleeping on the Chiefs a lot. They had the 8th best per game average of all defenses last year.
Holy shit, Brandon, you are sleeping on them. But below the Raiders?
Below all the teams?
Like you
I don't know why
just
you have
said,
the Broncos
Raiders
at 1.
have a lot of
I was close to
upcoming
the Broncos at
talent.
1.
The Chiefs have some like underrated pieces.
They have some young players that are pretty good.
They still have Chris Jones. They added Frank Clark. Tyrann Mathieu still there. I love the Willie Gay pick in the 2nd round.
I forgot about him, yeah. That's pretty nice.
I think he will help the linebackers.
They got Derek Nottie too.
Yeah, I mean they were solid last year. And I don't believe they forced a ton of turnovers.
I think that's what they did. I'm pretty sure that's what they did. Like that, because I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, unfortunately. But when I was looking at it before, I don't think it was just like they scored 9 touchdowns or something. So I mean, they only averaged 8.5 points a game. So that, they weren't up there with like the fucking Patriots averaging 14.8 by scoring a touchdown every quarter.
They were top 6 in interceptions. Which is pretty
Where were they on? You see, I think they have the talent for that. I think they have talent receiver, and I think the Chargers could also be a pretty solid unit. They weren't last year, but they have all the makings for a good unit. Like they have a lot of talent, especially in the secondary.
Yeah.
If Casey Hayward can have a rebound year, and if Desmond King can start playing good again, they added Chris Harris to hopefully play the slot. They had Derwin James. If Nazir Adderley, or however the hell you pronounce his name, can like play single high safety, then they could have a very good unit. They still have Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. Don't know who their linebackers are, but who gives a shit about linebackers? They have Derwin James. That'll be fun. Yeah, I think the Chiefs and Chargers, I guess I'd probably take them as like upper half of the league in terms of defenses. The Raiders, I don't know. I don't believe in the Broncos.
That's all fair.
Interested in hearing why you do, Brandon.
Man, I like the Broncos offense. I think they're going to be more of a time possession type of game plan. As for
Didn't we just talk about them throwing the ball a lot?
Yeah, but they also have a lot of good, talented running backs.
They have a lot of hypothetically talented running backs.
True, but they're all proven.
I mean, and a comment on that one. I mean, the Chiefs last year, that Damian Williams. I mean, they were top 6 defense, and they passed a ton too.
That's fair. I also believe they're in pretty high scoring games typically, and I feel as if this could benefit or negatively benefit the defense if they're in high scoring games. Dependent on team, they could light them up. High scoring.
What's going to happen is when the Chiefs are blowing everybody out, and they just get to unleash their pass rush, and Chris Jones and Frank Clark just get to attack quarterbacks, and they're just going to strip sack them 6 times a game.
I mean,
that's my official prediction.
Chubb. That's not bad.
And that's
the Broncos are never up by 20 points.
I mean, you never know with this year.
You don't. Yeah, this offense is completely different.
You never know, man.
To make that claim is pretty bold because none of these.
It's bold of me to assume that the Chiefs are going to be blowing people out more than the Broncos.
You got Judy, top wide receiver in the NFL draft. You've got Locke, who's been hurt, so you didn't see too much.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Their offense has improved. I'm skeptical of their running game. I don't know. Do they have a good line? I feel like they don't have a left tackle.
Running wise, I think it's good. I know passing wise is terrible, but
I could see them getting harmed because I feel like Drew Lock, while I'm bullish on him as a quarterback, I feel like he can still just throw a couple mind-boggling interceptions every now and then that will hurt the defense.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate when he's going to throw a pick on your own 12-yard line.
I feel like it's the same situation with the Chargers too.
I agree.
Yeah, I could see the thing. I don't know if Tyrod Taylor necessarily will. I could see Herbert doing it.
I can understand where you guys would say I slept on the Chiefs. I can see this the 4 defenses here. I really think very interchangeable. Broncos could be second, third, fourth. They're all around, in my opinion, back half of the NFL. Like
All of them?
I think so. Like mid
I mean,
to
if you're
back
betting
half.
on the Chiefs to regress heavily.
I mean, I see them being around mid. I think they're all pretty close
Well,
around each other.
if they're middle, how are they last in your ranking? You said they're all middle to late.
Well, I didn't mean Chiefs.
I mean the whole division.
I could see the whole
You said the
division
Chiefs
being mid to late. That's just my personal thoughts.
That's fair. Definitely fair. I don't know. I feel like defenses, unless you have like a defense like the Patriots or like the Bears a few years back, where you kind of had a feeling it was going to happen, like they were going to be amazing. You can't really like predict these middle of the pack teams. Like last year, I definitely would have said that the Broncos had been 19th. I thought they were going to be like, they were either going to be terrible or they were going to be good. I mean, the Chiefs last year, I would have said that they were going to be 15th, 16th. They finished 6th. Go ahead.
I'm buying the Chiefs. I keep going back through numbers. The Chiefs were 12th in 2017.
Yeah.
They were, I think, like 9th or something in 2018. They were like 8th last year.
They were first in 2016 too.
They were first in 2016. Then why are we like talking shit about that?
I'm not. They're my number one, but I'm just saying like you don't really.
They are your number one.
It's kind of hard to predict defenses, in my opinion. Like who
I
would have
agree
thought
with that.
the Jags would? I mean, who would have thought the Jags went crazy that one year?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Who would have thought the Rams? I mean, they bought their defense, so they had nice names on it. So you'd be like, oh, the Rams, and like, but it's turnovers kind of like that kind of push a defense to be great. I guess you would say.
I agree.
But I keep going, even going back to like 20. I'm just going to keep going back until I find a year the Chiefs weren't like hovering around the top 10.
Well, you keep going down that list. And
I
you
think
won't find it because it's this year.
They finished 18th in 2014. Other than that, they've been pretty high. So, Brandon, I think you're stupid.
Unless you can time travel, you're not going to be able to see the Chiefs last in this division.
Brandon, he called you stupid. What you got to say about that?
I just threw down my point.
He's a very chill individual.
That wasn't like that's not a proper counter argument. Try time traveling.
Listen,
Bullshit argument.
it is what it is.
Hey, look at that. The Eagles were first in 2014. Right, baby. Let's get it.
That means they're first
Nate Allen.
this year.
Who else was there?
God,
Was that the year that Kurt Coleman
Kurt
had,
Coleman.
like,
Yeah.
Bro,
an
didn't
insane
he
amount of
have, like-
interceptions?
Yeah, I could have. I remember him having a bunch of interceptions against the Browns that one game.
Yeah. That was a guy back in.
It's amazing that was our highest scoring defense with Kurt fucking Coleman and Nate Allen.
Yeah, that's insane.
Go figure.
2014 was
Asante
that?
Samuel.
Was that a Chip Kelly league? Was that a Chip Kelly year?
I really hope not.
Or was that the end of Andy
I
Reid?
think it was the end of Andy Reid.
I would think so. There's no way because the Chip Kelly
I can't
and the
remember.
time
No,
of
I think it
possession
was
was
Chip
so low.
Kelly.
Yeah, I feel like that was his first
I think that's
season.
when he started, yeah. Because he ended what?
That
weird.
was Chip
That's
Kelly.
his
That's so
year.
weird.
How did a Chip Kelly team finish first in defense?
Who was the
They're on
defensive
the
coordinator?
field 40 minutes ago. Billy Davis. Oh my God, was that a Billy Davis year?
I've never even heard of the guy, so I wouldn't know.
Never heard of Billy? Oh,
I've
don't
never
you
heard
get
of
me
him.
started on Billy Davis.
Don't you get me started. Was it because we had a ton of interceptions? Like Asante
I
Samuel?
guess. Did that happen? No,
It was
Samuel didn't play.
yeah, he wasn't on that team. Never mind. That was before that. Who was on that team? Brandon Boykin? Brandon Boykin.
I think.
Anybody? Oh, man.
All these players I really don't like.
What about the dude that's on the Dolphins now, the safety, Eric Rowe?
I'm
Is he on
about
the
to
team
go.
at that point?
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'm going to tell you who our defense was.
That's
That was
insane.
that was when we ran a 3-4 with Fletcher Cox, Benny Logan,
Connor
and Cedric
Barwin.
Thornton. Yeah, and
Yeah,
Connor Barwin.
He was great. I
Barwin was
remember
a
that.
baller.
Casey Matthews started.
I hated that man, bro. It was despicable.
Dude,
Yeah,
our
Matthews
outside
was-
cornerbacks were Bradley Fletcher and Kerry Williams. How did that finish first in what the fuck?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You can't really predict.
All right, so I guess this is
Bro.
the argument here is that like it does not matter how much talent you have because a defense that was starting Bradley Fletcher at cornerback finished first in fantasy points. That is
Despicable.
mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling.
Trent Cole played on that team too. That was the year Connor Barwin had 14.5 sacks.
Yeah, one of ape shit.
Well, hopping back out of the Eagles timeline, Ed,
Bradley
you
fucking
got a
Fletcher.
question, don't you? I'm
Oh.
pretty sure you do.
Yeah, I do.
Got that question asking face on. And I've got my answer
lock in on
face
Nightmare
on.
Joe.
You got the answer face on. All right, y'all ready to hear this question? Okay.
No.
So this is
Yeah.
a shout out to McKendra out there watching. I know you're watching. I hope you watch. I don't know, but she made this question, so it's pretty good, honestly. Okay. So say you opened your own fast food restaurant. Okay. You have to make your menu based off of 2 entrees, a French fry, and a dessert.
Just keep in mind we're using the term entree very lightly here.
Yeah, it's very lightly. So 2 entrees, a French fry, and a dessert, meaning anything sweet. That's what a dessert is. So it can be like a milkshake, it can be anything like that from any fast food restaurant. So guess we'll start with Alex because, I mean.
Alex, let's hear it.
All right, so I'm taking this as like big name, maybe not big name, but like named menu items. So I'm going to go with the plain old vanilla milkshake from McDonald's because I don't really buy sweet things from fast food places, and they have some kick-ass milkshakes. Oh, it's been a solid 2 years since I've had one, so
Oh, sugar, yeah.
maybe it sucks. It's not that. I'll eat.
He's going to have like Twizzlers or some shit.
It's a honey bun.
Oh, we love the wait.
It's an apple cinnamon honey bun.
All right, fuck
Oh,
that.
wow.
I thought it was like a little Debbie's honey bun. I was hype.
You just say fuck. I will come to your house and eat crap at you. These things are delicious.
Okay.
I'd offer you one, Brandon, but they'll be gone by the time you get here.
That's fair.
Bitch.
Bitch.
I don't know who I like French fries from. I guess I like Burger King's French fries. I think that's a very hot take, but
You're a thick potato kind of guy?
sometimes
You don't like the
I like
crispiness?
theirs. No, I mean I do, but that's when I like them, where they're like super crispy on the outside and like melt in your
okay.
mouth on the inside. The
Oh.
unfortunate part is that sometimes they melt the inside of your mouth. Like I like it
Yeah.
when the potatoes melt in your mouth, not when the potatoes melt your mouth. That's where
That's a common side effect.
that's where it becomes bad. Other than that, I guess I don't know what menu.
He's going to say a cheeseburger and a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Burger King Whopper because those aren't bad. Give me a cheesy gordita crunch from Taco Bell
Taco Bell. Thank God you got that in there. Okay. I was making sure.
because like it'll fuck your stomach up, but it's worth it sometimes.
All right. You go through your list, Alex. You're
It
good.
just did.
Just
right.
did.
So my dessert, I was going to go vanilla milkshake, but you took it, so I'm going to try and
I don't think.
reach out in my mind and reach out to what I would pick second. And I just had this Starbucks caramel crunch recently. Delicious. Really good. Try it out. It's almost tastes like a milkshake, to be honest, but it's really good. I
You will not
suggest
catch
it.
me in a Starbucks. So
Yeah, not a sponsor. You don't need to go into Starbucks. It's a great thing. You can drive
You won't
right
catch
through
me
the.
on the property of a Starbucks.
Wait. So if we're doing Starbucks, can we do Dunkin' Donuts?
Sure.
That's fair. That's fast food.
Okay. I
In
guess
my,
it's
in
fast
my
food.
book.
In our book. Well, at that
then-
point, I can do Subway, but all right, go ahead.
I said
Uh,
no.
and then after you pass dessert, you're thinking, well, now I want some French fries. I'm gonna go with the McDonald's fries. That's
You
my
threw me
take.
backwards.
That's right. My takes are very original. You know, not many people have them. And then my entree. My first entree is a cheeseburger. Don't matter.
Just a cheeseburger.
The regular cheeseburger.
Doesn't
Don't
matter
even need
from where.
ketchup. Don't even
Doesn't
need
matter
ketchup.
from where.
From where?
Nope. McDonald's preferably.
All right, well, you got to say that. McDonald's cheeseburger. Why don't you just say, like, a
McDonald's
McDouble?
preferably. Yeah, you could have said McDouble. That would have been banging.
And then Taco Bell has got this wonderful item. I believe it's
I know
like
what it is.
$1. A beefy Frito burrito. Delicious.
that?
Comes with a hard shell wrapped up in a soft shell. There's creamy
Wait, what?
cheese.
How does that work?
Delicious.
A
How do you wrap
burrito?
a hard shell
there
in
is
a
no
soft
hard
shell?
shell
It's a flat-
burrito.
It's a flat hard shell. And
How do you
then
wrap that?
oh wait.
Okay, you know what? No, I think I know what you're talking. It's like a
Yeah.
flat wrap or something. Some
Yeah,
shit
it's a
like
flat
that.
wrap. It's a flat hard shell, and
Oh.
then it's wrapped in the guts. It's meat. It's cream cheese or not cream cheese. That's not sour cream. You got the cheesy sauce. It's delicious.
The unfortunate part
that's my
about
two.
Taco Bell is
And
that
it's
if you
cheap.
eat it, you can't really leave your house for the rest of the day.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. Have it for you're heading home, long day at work. Grab it on your way. Don't go
Make
out.
sure you
Whatever
are
you do,
within
do
2
not
minutes
go
of a
out.
bathroom for the
Yeah.
rest of your.
Yeah,
Dear
make sure
God.
you're right next to a bathroom, man.
Ed, do you have any hot takes?
Hot takes. I mean, well, my dessert is probably going to be I want to say either an M&M McFlurry or a Carl Frapp, whatever it's called. I'm gonna go with McFlurry. I'm gonna go with M&M McFlurry. Them things smack. So
Not a
thick,
bad
so
option.
creamy.
So thick and creamy.
Thick and creamy. But anyway, French fry. I got to go with the curly fries. I don't know why nobody likes the curly fries, but Arby's, best
I
fries
can
in the world.
eat them. I just don't
Actually-
go to Arby's that much.
Especially since they have the what's it called, the cheese dipping sauce. Oh my god, sign me up! It's amazing.
Damn, I forgot something. Can I make it? I'm gonna make a change. I'm
Go
dropping the Whopper and I'm inserting the spicy chicken sandwich with pepper jack cheese from Chick-fil-A. Anyway, go ahead, Ed.
Oh, I was thinking about Chick-fil-A. Okay.
I don't like anything from Chick-fil-A but that sandwich.
I love
Chick-fil-A's got
nuggets.
some great sauce.
You know what? I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss a lot of people off. Their nuggets are trash.
I love I looked away all dramatic. I mean, I like Chick-fil-A's food. I'm not like got to go to bat for it because I mean it's pretty overrated in my opinion. It's just
Very expensive too.
very expensive. Yeah.
And they don't
I
have
love
like a dollar menu. Like, what the fuck do you think you
Yeah.
are?
Yeah, for Chick-fil-A. I mean, fuck. They say my pleasure every single sentence. Anyway,
Holier than thou.
entrees. Got to go with a 5-layer burrito from Taco Bell.
All right.
That's
Remember
a
the
lot of
explanation
layers.
for that one? It's a ton of layers. It was great though.
5 of them,
Layers
to
for me.
be exact.
5.
5 layers. Yeah.
What?
Then my last entree. It's really a toss-up between a bunch of things, but I think I'm gonna go with the buffalo chicken sliders from Arby's. I love
Not
it.
a bad option, but like Taco Bell, you have
Oh,
got to make
yeah.
sure that you are near a bathroom.
My entire fast food meal, like the menu that I have right there, is just completely like
Enough to kill
bathroom
you.
related. Yeah, surprised I don't have like.
I mean, my chicken sandwich won't get you, but that cheesy gordita crunch might if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Although, actually, not really. I've never had any issue with this because it's mostly like lettuce cheese. You know, it's like I don't really care for sour cream in my tacos. So the only thing that can get me in there is the taco beef, which maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Yeah.
Typically doesn't.
I'm a big refried beans and sour cream, some cheese sauce on that, John.
I'm coming like as I've gotten older, I'm coming around a little bit on sour cream, like a
Same.
little bit. Put a
I
little
love
bit on
sour
there,
cream.
but get
I
your
never liked
fucking
it.
refried beans
I love
out of
it.
my face. Get them out
Oh,
of my
love
The
face.
beans,
They're like mashed
Beans,
potato
no, go.
beans. They're like mashed potato beans. They're so good. It's so smooth.
beans are not on my table.
I can
I
even
think
toss
that's
some
it.
rice in there. I mean, Chipotle. I forgot about Chipotle. I guess it doesn't count though. We're chilling. Let's just get this John over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's episode 10. That's episode 10.
10.
We're
First
done
Fantasy
counting.
Football Podcast. AFC West. Yeah, we're done doing the whole 1.10 bull crap because
Doing
that's-
running backs like in
Out the
30
window.
seconds.
We don't have enough time to type that out. It's a lot.
yeah, it's too much. All right. Next episode, running backs.
The
Alex
running
said it.
backs.
AFC West. Next episode. Enjoy and bye. Mm-hmm.
Later on.